new coupe, paper tags, no roof, so baby, let me drop my shit. No, can't see me, nigga, can't beat me, nigga, hell nah, you talking about shit. Turn up shit, this ain't basic. Told up, baby, let me pop my shit. Yeah, I came from the bottom of a motherfucking problem to a nigga put powder all over my bitch. Pull up in a brand new coupe, paper tags, no roof, so baby, let me drop my shit. No, can't see me, nigga, can't beat me, nigga, hell nah.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the If You Love Me podcast. I am your girl, Mrs. AP.
And your boy Paid in Full Stackz. This is episode 12 of If You Love Me. Once again, just a quick disclaimer. We are not marriage counselors, couple counselors, anything like that. We are just a married couple that basically share our own personal experiences and our opinions on what we look at in certain situations. And you can put them in your personal life, but you don't necessarily have to. We just want to make sure that we put that all on the table first. And let's get right into it. This first part of the show today is gonna be basically, is it okay to lie to your partner or spouse by omission? So we were watching what's the name of the show, babe?
Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yeah. Okay, so we was watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, and like I said, it's kind of more so a show that she watched. But these last few episodes, I've been watching them with her, and we just been kind of like, because the type of show that we do, we're kind of like looking at it and just digging into like they personal situations and kind of like the way that they view their marriages and kind of things that they've been doing, and kind of something stuck out to us this week on that episode. So I'm gonna let her go ahead and tell y'all a little bit real quick.
It wasn't just this week. It stuck out to me every week I watch it since I've been watching it since the first season. It just seems like one of the characters, he always bends the truth when talking to his wife. So one of the husbands, he doesn't, she will ask him a direct question. He never gives a direct answer. He's always deflecting and making it something else. And I don't like that. I don't think that that's upfront. I don't think that that's being honest. I think that you are trying to manipulate me, or with her. I think he's trying to manipulate her. And in no form do I think that she's not smart, or she doesn't know this is happening. I honestly think maybe they got some, agreement, or maybe he got caught cheating previously and she understands what be going on, and maybe she not worried about it. But I just feel like for them to be on TV and they marriage under a microscope, he shouldn't be so evasive with his answers when she asks him direct questions.
Yeah, and I think that some of the questions were the relationship to me is kind of odd overall in general. Because it's like a three-way relationship. So you got the woman, and then you got her husband, but then you also have her mother, which is also a part of the relationship. So it's and when I say that, I mean one of those situations where she kind of is a hover of her daughter. So because she feel like her daughter is kind of naive and kind of believe almost anything that he says, she kind of picks apart whatever situation it is, and then point out key parts in it. And then when she started pointing out those key parts, that started making her daughter think about it a little bit more and question those type of situations. So I feel in my opinion, the way that he responds to it is if I don't deny it, nor do I give any knowledge of it, then technically it never happened. So you can't say none of this transpired if I say I don't know anything about it, period. Which is why I say it's kind of lying by omission. Because it's in that sense, it's I know I'm not telling you exactly what it is, but then again, I'm not telling you really what it ain't either, because I don't want to give you any details, so that way if you do find out something, then it's not I didn't say it because I didn't give you any information on it.
I think that is manipulative. That she wants a direct answer when she asks a direct question, and you being evasive is lying by omission.
Right.
It is you bending the truth because you don't have a probably an offhand lie to tell me right now, so you just leaving it open like for your interpretation, basically. Bitch, if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe, but if not, then cool. Like, that's basically what I feel like he's doing. He just leaves it open for whatever her interpretation may be. So whatever she assumed happened, he cool with whatever she think. Because he think that he got her like under a spell, I suppose. I don't know.
And I feel like a lot of times when relationships are like in the spotlight, so like when your relationship is like public and you got people that watch it or like, looking at it like social media, your family, or whoever it is that might have your relationship kind of like in that microscope type of scale where like people pay attention to it. I think that make you want to kind of live in bliss almost. So it's like she doesn't really want to know per se, because it's like if she don't know and it's not knocking at her door, then she can kind of like almost be oblivious to it, or not act like she don't know much about it either. So it's like a lot of the stuff that I feel like she was asking, that her mother rather was asking, she didn't really want the answers. So when he was coming with the answers that he was giving, it was like sufficient for her. She was cool with that. Like she was like, all right, well, you know what I mean? Well, he said this, and me and him on a good page, like, so like that's what it is. You get what I mean? Like she really wasn't trying to hear that shit, and I feel like that was what he wanted overall. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what a lot of people want. Like if I don't know, men or women, like in some situations, like if they don't know about it and it don't come knocking at their door, then they be like, well, I can deal with that, and that's what this kind of conversation come in at.
So do you think ignorance is bliss? Like, would you rather not know the truth?
I personally want to know the truth. You know what I mean? And the reason why I want to know the truth is because I want to know who I'm dealing with. You feel me? Like, if we around each other and we being fake and shit like that, then alright, we being fake. But let me understand that that's what I'm dealing with, though. Like, let me understand that I'm dealing with a fake motherfucker and a person that lies and manipulates and, do all that different type of stuff, because now I know how to play, this situation. Don't have me out here being honest or trying to be a stand-up person to you, or you asking for me to be all of this to you, and you turn around and doing the opposite. You feel me? I feel like that's not fair. You feel me? Like, how you want me to be a certain way for you, but you can't be that same way for me.
I agree. I don't think ignorance is bliss. I need to know. Like, I'm going to investigate it to find out, because I need to know. Like, if I think that you lying, like, I'm going to continue to keep asking because I want to see if your story changed. But I don't think ignorance is bliss. I think if your intuition is telling you something is happening, and you should check up on that. I mean, like, you just pretending to not know, or pretending to not know that the chemistry is off, or the communication is off, or, body language is off. If you continue to ignore that just because you don't want to lose your marriage, I think that's settling. And I think that that's terrible to do in your marriage. You should focus on trying to make each other happy and trying to make it better.
Okay, so how do you feel about having your relationship in like the microscope public phase? Like, do you feel like in that sense, do you like save face for that? Like, because you feel like everybody's watching and kind of like wanting you to feel. So because you're in a marriage or a relationship, you kind of like want to make sure that you keep that like, well, I don't want nobody in my business. So because I don't want people in my business, we good over here type of thing. Or is it like I'm gonna just be honest all the way around the board, no matter what, public eye, family, whatever. If your ass fucked up and I ain't feeling it, then I ain't feeling it and I ain't fucking with you. Like,
I would definitely live it like it's real. Like, it's gonna be real for me. I mean, problems, whether we were celebrities or, on TV or whatever is really happening, I want to deal with the issue that's at hand. I don't want to save face, because that is lying to myself. Like, I'm not crazy. I'm going to convince myself the shit is good when I know it's terrible. Like, I'd rather not to save face for people, because everybody has an opinion. Opinions are like assholes. literally everyone has one. So it don't matter what other people's opinion are. It, to me, it matters what I'm living in. Like when we talking about my marriage or my relationship, you know, like, or my friendships, like I don't want to fake being a friend to you. I don't want to fake being a good wife to you. I want to have this be real life shit going on. And if we on TV and it's happening, then they gonna see that it's happening. Like, why do we need to save face? People should just be real, especially if you doing like reality shit. It should be real.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that's like important. If you can't be honest and be able to like truly show that's not reality. You get what I'm saying? Like most people be living in a fucking facade. I feel like, and a lot of times they want people to see them a certain way, so they act a certain way in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like they sit in relationships, marriages, boyfriend, girlfriend, baby daddy, baby mama, you know, that type of stuff or whatever, because everybody's looking at it, because everybody thinks that this is the ideal thing to be like. If you got a baby by somebody, you need to be able to be with them in this type of way. If you got kids with somebody and you know y'all break up or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, like it should be a co-parenting thing this type of way. Like everybody have an opinion, so for that reason people try to like paint a picture to, you know, kind of make it seem like they're not really going through what they actually going through. I just feel like, you know, that's something that I see a lot, and people like, I feel like her, for example, she knows what's going on, but she's more comfortable with the fact that if she don't know, or if, you know,
It's not knocking at the door.
yeah, then it's cool with her. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't have to go through that, and her family and her kids and, you know, all that type of stuff still get all of that energy the same way, because that's not something that she want to know per se.
I mean, that's not abnormal. I know a few women, you know, I've had a few friends who say that they would rather, not that they would rather not know, just that it better not come knocking at my front door. Right. You know, they all good with it because I guess that's respectful cheating, you know, if it's not knocking at my door. And a lot of people are cool with that. I'm not one of those people. You got to be a strong individual to be like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? To question whether he's doing something or not all the time. You know, in some women's eyes, they think all men cheat, that they all will. At one point, they going to continue to do it, and it ain't nothing you can do to stop them. And I don't think that that is true, because if all men cheat, then all women cheat. And, you know, like you could have cheated before in a previous relationship, but then, you know, you found out that, you know, I don't really like that, or you got caught up and it was a bad experience, or you just decided that that's just not fair to do that, and you decide not to do it no more. I don't think that once you cheat once, you would cheat it forever.
Yeah.
Through stuff, like, you know.
Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this, and this is how I view it. If you cheat on somebody, and that's either way, any male or female, it's a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you necessarily was forced into. It's not necessarily something that didn't accidentally happen or none of that. It's like something that's a choice. But I feel like you can also still make a choice to change. It's people that start out a certain way in life, and then they, you know, end up a whole completely different way. So, and they change for the better. So, like, in that same sense, like, they see the error in their ways, they see what they got them, and they know what they want now. So for that reason, they don't necessarily gotta be, you know, that type of person no more. And that's how I feel like that's just one of them situations where that come with growth though. You gotta take a lot of self reflecting and things like that when you're trying to look at stuff like that. But just kind of like to tie back into what we was talking about with that with the Huntsville show, the situation was so basically they all went to a strip club. And it was all of the guys or whatever that's on the show pretty much, and what one of them out of the three basically told their wife is that they weren't there and that they didn't know anything about what happened there, basically. So that other one, that guy has a brother, you know what I'm saying, and he pretty much posted the picture of the questioning on his social media and basically showed that they were all in the club together in a section or whatever with the strippers and stuff like that or whatever. So it was like, you my brother. How the fuck is it that you go tell my wife and the whole world overall that basically, even though I just told you and my wife and everybody else that I wasn't there, you go behind me just to like get yourself like out of the doghouse and involve us basically overall, like, kind of like since like we all caught type shit. You know what I mean? You ain't getting out of this either since we all caught, and now I gotta get them and basically go back something that I said I didn't do and say I did it because it's right here in everybody's face now. That was some disloyal ass shit.
So the situation didn't happen like that, but that's semantics because the true question is, like you said, like, is that dirty? Like, like, would you throw your friend under the bus to deflect from you being in trouble? Like,
I feel like that's some hoe ass shit. Honestly, just being real, like. You don't do no shit like that. At the end of the day, if your friend is your friend, and if I say, like, I don't go fuck what it is. If you say, nigga, if my girl call and she say where I'm at and you say, shit, I'm at the chicken shack, bro at the chicken shack. Last place I saw him and he was at the chicken shack. That's all I know. Don't ask me nothing else. I ain't getting in that shit. Whatever he said, that's what he said, and that's what I know. I know what he told you. That's it.
So basically, your friend should ride with whatever lie you tell.
You my dog. You my brother. Especially in that situation, like that was his blood. I agree. You my blood brother. Why the fuck would you go and say I'm there? And I only say that I'm there. You posted the picture and showed that I was there. Like, now I gotta literally go and explain this shit to my wife, who now has to explain to the world that she was told that you wasn't there, but technically you were. Like,
even if, right, so say for instance that happened to you in real life, like, your brother is in this situation and people are questioning him in front of his wife about his fidelity. Right. And he like, no, I wasn't cheating, or no, it ain't birds of a feather flock together, because the situation is that one of their friends did get caught up cheating. Right. And they went to a club in Atlanta and all three of them are there. So the question was, did he see the relationship that one friend had right. with the mistress? Right. And he said no, he didn't see it, that he hadn't been around her. But the truth was he was around her, and that was the picture that his brother posted with the woman in the photo. So it made him look like a liar, right. as if he was hiding something from her. Exactly. So,
but he was only backing his homie up. You see what I'm saying? You see how that trickled down? Because he was
except one of them deflected and made it about him, because it was now shining the spotlight on him to say basically like, oh, so you be cheating too? And so right. he was like, oh no, y'all gonna get off my back. Right. Let me put my brother in this because he just lied. Right. Like, so he just lied, so I'm gonna prove to him and be a liar. Like, I think that's fucked up, especially since that's your brother. See, like, that was dirty, and he didn't think that he should apologize to his brother. I was like, you're crazy. Like, you would literally throw anybody under the bus.
He was out of line because, like I said, it's no way those other two were completely protective of each other. One being protective of the fact that my homie said that we weren't around when he was doing what he was doing in the club with the girl, goddammit, and for that reason we weren't around. You see what I'm saying? And then the other one went and protected him by saying like, alright, well, I wasn't there, period. But then you got this other sucker ass brother that basically decided to say, nah, fuck that, we all was there, because since my wife know that I was there and she think that I got a secret apartment and all this other secret shit going on, then I'm putting us all in this shit, and I'm gonna say we all was there, and then turn around and post a picture.
Dirty.
Crazy.
I would never do that to my friends.
Hell no, that's
never. Like, you supposed to cover for your friends. Like, even if they dirty, you always, that's like with your spouse. Even if they did something and it was bogus, you had a back in public. You correct them in private.
Correct each other in private.
I'm gonna correct you in private. Like, bro, you was foul as hell. You know you lied. Why would you put me in your shit? Yeah. Like, don't do that. Like, damn, bro, you could have just said, like, damn, bro, you could have protected me. You could have did it this way. You don't just expose him and throw it out. Like, you don't do that. That's dirty as hell.
Because when you think about it like this, honestly, if the role was reversed, he was going to back you. You know what I'm saying? So now you make it where this ain't even a two-way street. So I never come to your rescue. You feel me? Like, you better never be in no situation, because what type of shit is that? Like, I know damn well you didn't just put me in a situation where you know I have to now like fix something that was already, you know, an issue for all of us overall. So um, protect your homies, protect your girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's your people, don't do no sucker ass shit like that and put everybody on blast and all that. You know, one loose lip can sink all the ships around this motherfucker.
That's
So,
his
like,
favorite saying.
yeah, that
Loose
shit crazy.
lips sink ships.
For real.
So, on this next segment, you guys, I want to know, do you think there's a such thing as having friends when it comes to business?
Is there a such thing as friends in business?
What do you
What y'all
think,
think?
babe?
Honestly, no. I feel like there's no friends when it comes to business. I feel like business is business. That is a very thin line, though. I feel like there's a such thing as being a little bit of considerate when it comes to business to a degree. Like, I'm not gonna compromise my business. I'm not gonna put my business in a situation where it's gonna be harmed because you my friend. Because at the end of the day, like I said, this is how I feed my family. This is how I do what I do. Like, I'm not able to get what I need to do to be able to supply the service that you even asking for if I don't have the funds to do that. So I think a lot of times friends miss that though. They think that because they're your friend that you should do things a certain way. Like, oh yeah, my way, for example. Like, yeah, because you my friend, so I think you should look out for me, and I think you should give me a discount. Like, how is it that you gonna tell me that I should give you a discount or I should do something a certain way because we are friends? Understand? Like I said, the same way you support somebody else's business or whatever it is that you go to, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Nike, all those different places, and if they tell your ass like, listen, this is not on sale, this costs this what it is, you gonna go make that money and make sure that you make that money to go back to that business and support it. So I feel like you should do the same thing for your friend.
I agree. I think in friendship, you should be, if that's your friend or that's your family member, you should be the number one supporter. You should not come into your friends or your family member's place of business and instantly think that you just gonna get the free discount or the 50% off discount,
Right.
or you only pay 20%, or you only pay tax. Like, I think that that's unfair. When I support my friends' businesses, I'm willing to pay full price. I'm not saying what's your price for me or what's my price or what you're gonna charge me.
Right.
I'm asking you, oh friend, how much is this? How much is that? And I'm gonna purchase it. Like, I'm not gonna look for a discount when it comes to your stuff, because I don't want you to look for a discount when it comes to mine, because I work really hard for the things that I'm making a business with. And anyone who is an entrepreneur knows that every dollar counts when you running your own business, and you
100%.
spend a whole lot of time trying to perfect your business, trying to be a good at customer service, to run your books properly, to keep inventory going, to make people happy. And it's a lot of hiccups in the road. Like, I think that, with now, so many black people are opening new businesses and they becoming new business owners, and that is a great thing to do. But just because you have the funds to run a business, everybody shouldn't run a business. Because some people just are in there for the money part of it, and then those be the businesses that you don't want to support. But again, y'all not asked. If you think that is black owned, you should instantly get a discount, because you offended that black people would charge so much for what they offering. Because why? Because I'm black, do it gotta be discounted? Or why? Because we friends, my services gotta be discounted? When you go to work, do they ask you for a discount?
No.
So why would you ask somebody else for a discount if they place a business?
There's no reason to be able to think that you are, as a friend, like I said, I honestly want to put money in your pocket. So I feel like for that reason, whatever your price is, like, it just is what it is. I feel like I set the tone for what other people behind me gonna do for your business. So if I come up and support it and I pay full price, then that's kind of like showing everybody else, like, yeah, nah, even my own friends pay full price. So I'm definitely going and, anybody that's coming behind that gonna kind of follow suit. So I think that if you want to be able to have your own business one day, or if your goal is to be an entrepreneur in whatever aspect of business, you want to be able to do that same thing. Like, you want somebody to come correct. You want people to do things in a timely fashion. You want things to be done in an order. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Mm-hmm.
for example, if there's 4 or 5 steps that need to be done to complete a process in this business, before getting your product, then I think that all of those steps should be used. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're my friend don't mean that you should go from 1 to 5. They don't just go from 1 to 5. Like, no, you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's
Right.
go ahead and do everything the
It's a
correct way.
checklist.
Because for that reason, that way, I get the service done the same way that I would do for a regular customer. Because you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you are cool, and we are family and friends, or whatever the case may be. But once again, this is how I feed my family, and this is how I take care of my situation to be able to supply this business. So that's definitely important.
So another question: what do you think about like what is your definition of support? So when it comes to your friends supporting your business, does that only mean monetarily, like they need to purchase something from it, or do you think there are other ways that people can support you in your business?
I feel like that.
Or and what level of support are you looking for?
I feel like business can be supported in all type of ways. To be honest, like people come around and they don't even know you, and if they like your product or whatever it is that you offering, they'll just make posts or whatever the case may be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all those different outlets, and that type of stuff in itself just starts to build the buzz. You know what I mean? So that brings people my direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're not personally putting money in my pocket, you are at least allowing people to know what it is I offer. So that's bringing traffic my way. I can appreciate that. I feel like you have friends that won't even post your shit. Like, people will literally see that you got a product or a service and literally watch it on your page every single day. And these are people that's supposed to be, even if they're not even a real friend, but they're people that you grew up with, or on a personal level. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's something that don't cost nobody nothing. Like, it don't cost you nothing to do that. I go to restaurants, and if I eat something and it's good, literally, like, I would post that shit with no problem. Like, if it's if the presentation is even good, like, even if it just look good, like, as far as how they brought it out, or the customer service, I'm gonna just support it in that type of way. And it don't matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I like your shirt, you could be selling the shirt in the mall. If I like that motherfucker, I'm gonna buy from you, and I'm gonna post that shit on my page. Like, it's just something that I do because, like I said, that's some support that don't cost nobody nothing.
So that's your expectation of them supporting you,
I have
like.
no expectations.
Okay, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
I don't
Okay,
put
that's
no
you saying that's
expectations
what you
on
would
nothing.
think support would look like,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't expect nobody to do nothing,
Yeah.
honestly, other than what they've already shown me to do. I don't have any expectations for friends or family for them to support what I want to do, or or have to validate what it is that I want to do. Like, I don't need that from them. Like, there are people all over the world who may be interested in your stuff, and you never met them a day in your life.
Yeah.
Like, most people will say, like, they became millionaires. It was never based on people that they knew. It was based on all strangers who support you because they like what you're doing. They not doing it out of obligation, or they not doing it because they hating. Eventually everybody get on your train.
Yeah. I mean,
If it's if it's
the
popular
thing
enough, they get on your
is
train.
everything is about consistency. So, like, with any business or with anything that you're doing in life, like, no matter if it's music or business as an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're doing, it's just about being consistent with it. Like, if you do it long enough, somebody's gonna notice, and then from there, the traffic gonna come. So it's like you just gotta keep doing it, even when you feel like people not paying no attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, when people have something and started from the bottom, it always have a way of surfacing and showing some growth. And from there, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's beneficial to somebody else. So it's just about, like I said, keeping it going. So if you got anything that you want to do, do it. Keep consistent with it. It's gonna pan out.
Yeah, don't let the non-support that people that you think love you, if you think that they not supporting you, don't let that deter you from doing what you're gonna do. Just keep it pushing.
And in most cases, it's gonna be people that don't even personally know you. Like everybody that know you come along once everybody else that didn't know you get on board. You get what I'm saying? So that's just how that work. In most cases, like everybody follow suit once they see that you kind of already built that momentum of your own. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah,
the
but
reason
that
why
don't
you stay
mean
consistent.
that don't mean be a hater and then come jump on somebody dick thereafter cause you want clout. Like, don't do that.
It's a lot of that shit going on too, so be careful. You know?
Right.
But
It be happening.
at the same time, though, always just stay consistent and be humble with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no pressure. We just like I said, we was just thinking that when it come down to business and friends, sometimes it get a little twisted because you feel like you should look out for a person to a degree, but then in that same sense, you don't want to put yourself in a compromising situation where you losing in it. You know what I'm saying? So there is that type of line where you just gotta make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? And then that friend should understand it. And if not, then you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't gonna fall out about it. We just won't do
Exactly.
business.
We just won't do business. Because
Yeah.
sometimes friends and business just cannot mix. If you could respect my business, we can do business and remain friends. If you don't respect the way I do business, we just need to be friends and we don't need to conduct no business. I would rather have our friendship than have you as a customer.
100%.
So that's just my take on that.
Yeah, so I mean, safe to say, if you got a friend, they got a business, support it, be behind it 100%. Pay what they asking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or
it's
just
no problem.
market
But
them a
if
little
you
bit.
don't, and you know what I'm saying, if they not willing to take their price down too much to your liking, then you know what I'm saying. It's always good to just still,
You
just be
advertise your
supportive in some
people.
type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no bad blood. Don't fall out about it.
Exactly. But advertise your people. Let people know. Market them. Somebody looking for something, plug your friend. Like, you like something, plug your friend. Like, you know what they
I
do.
think that's the biggest thing you can do for a person, though. Like honestly, I feel like if you really support somebody, then support them when you're not even necessarily around them.
Even
Like
if the product is, even if they don't do like a good job, they may do a good job to someone else. Like that good job may not be to your liking, but they may do a good job to someone else. So if somebody is inquiring about something and you know someone that does it, they don't even have to be a friend. If I just know somebody and we associate or whatever, and I met you before, it's nothing for me to share what you got going on if I know what you do as far as business and it's somebody who's inquiring about it. I would definitely push forward to give you business. I refer a bunch of people that I know all the time that do certain things, like because I know that you have a business to run. Plus, I know you, so why wouldn't I bring people there to support you?
yeah.
But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
No, I mean, like I said, it's just a good way of being a friend. Like when you support somebody, you support them in every way possible. It's not always a financial thing, and it don't always have to be about money. Like I said, even if you get your service done from somebody else, and it may be the same business that your friend has, as long as you supporting it in some type of way, then you know what I'm saying. It's all love.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but we gonna definitely.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, guys, to episode 12 of the If You Love Me podcast. I am your hostess, Mrs. AP.
And your boy paid in full Stackz. Once again, this is a wrap. But we do want you all to like, share, and subscribe. Please leave us some comments and let us know what you think about tonight's episode and on some of those topics that we were discussing. We want to know what y'all think. We want to definitely build an audience where you all can, communicate with us and we grow with you all. So be on time and make sure you check out our next episode of If You Love Me podcast, episode 13, next week on Wednesday at 9 p.m.
You can check us out on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Good night.
Yeah.
Guys.